YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Stallion, back once again with a YouTube banger, and today marks the re-release of one of the channel's best and most popular series that I used to cover on Modern Warfare called Snapshot. Now, Snapshot includes tips and tricks, guides, and advice-style videos, which allows the viewer to get an understanding of what I'm thinking about when it comes to doing certain things in the land of COD. Alright, these videos are great for new and up-and-coming players who may need some advice on getting better at the game. For our first episode of 2021, we're going to be discussing weapon attachments, perks, and decisions, and why everything is chosen to why it is, and why it gives me a competitive edge in game. It's also worth noting that these videos are mainly tailored towards multiplayer players who like to play aggressively, frag out to the best of their ability, and also get them wins. Now we've moved over to the game screen, you'll see a cheeky hidden message found on the screen itself. So if you see it, make sure to comment down below and let me know what the message says. I'll be curious to see who will be the first person to see it and notice it. Now, Modern Warfare in 2021 is still very similar to how it was back in 2019, and that's why I think I love it so much. It has some minor changes to attachments like no stock and the slight nerf that it got for its reduced accuracy to make it a bit more balanced, but on the most part it still plays out very similarly. Now, the thing that I love the most about this game is that pretty much every single gun can be considered as meta with the right attachments and playstyle. Now here you'll see I've created 10 gun builds which we're going to be discussing at length. I've chosen a variety of different playstyles and guns to give you an idea of why I select certain attachments for certain weapons. But before moving into this, you'll notice some very popular trends when looking through all of these. And that is that the secondary weapon and all of my perks / attachments for lethal and tactical stay the same. And that's because I find that these work the best on every single class, okay? So moving into the secondary to start with, the COD pistol, since they've been added to Modern Warfare, they are absolutely insane and, in my opinion, way better than the Renetti, which were my favourite guns previously for the secondary. What has just happened? With a monolithic suppressor, you've got a fully automatic barrel, tap laser to help out for the speediness of the gun, the VLK Elita for its recoil control, and the 80 round drum mags. This gun is honestly like an SMG in your back pocket without having to use overkill. The time to kill is brilliant, the range is good, and it shoots fully automatic, so you know you can't complain. It's absolutely fantastic. Oh, he's done them, boys. And he got away from the guy chasing him as well. Let's go. Now we're moving on to the perks. Perk 1, Perk 2, Perk 3. We're going to be starting off with Perk 1. Quick Fix is still my favourite ever since 2019. And that's because every time you get a kill, you pretty much regain your health back automatically after taking down an enemy player. You know what this gun is, right? If the FAL was an automatic, that's literally what this gun is right now. Okay, ignore everything I just said. This gun is the best gun in the game. Holy shit. Holy shit! Used properly, it's pretty much an automatic stim and can be life-saving when trying to rack up multiple kills on enemies that are trying to take you down. Other suggestions, if you really don't want to use Quick Fix, you can go with like EOD to keep you alive with grenades, but I don't think it's as good or as clutch as what Quick Fix is. Alright, moving on to Perk 2, sorry. Point Man has always been my favourite. From the start, I've been preaching this perk, and I absolutely love it. As somebody who goes for win streaks, playing OBJ and Stallion at the same time, it allows me to get my kill streaks a lot quicker. Point Man's got a great multiplier for those who, cap flags, sit in the hard point, capture the HQ, etc, etc, and also help the OBJ players earn their streaks quicker. It's an absolute beast. Now, if you do decide to go down the route of score streaks instead of kill streaks, I highly recommend to use the hardline perk, which allows you to get your score streaks quicker, alright? And to activate Specialist, you simply press R in the perks menu, and it will open up an extra 3 perks, as you see here, showing you 6 perks altogether. Now, this is great for more slaying-minded players who want added bonuses while playing and turn into, this absolute beast while playing in the game and on streaks. And my recommended build for Specialists would be obviously switching this to hardline, so you get your kill streak, quicker, 1 less kill. Switching this to battle hardened, so you've obviously got the protection from enemy flashes, stuns, and grenades and whatnot. And then once you've had 1 kill, you want to switch this over to tune-up, which obviously will replace it as it was in Perk 3, so you're constantly getting tune-up after you get a kill pretty much every time anyway. And then obviously with 3 kills, you want to go down the route of EOD, and then finally double time. Get yourself up to 7 kills and you'll get the Specialist bonus, which will give you most perks and most weapon perks in the game, turning you into an absolute monster, alright? Now, if you do decide to go with kill streaks over score streaks, you want to press R, Then obviously you go with Point Man, and then perk 3 you're going to be changing to Tune Up. Now, obviously Tune Up is, in my opinion, the best perk 3 in the game, especially if you're running with kill streaks. Now, I used to run Shrapnel when C4s were absolutely broken. If you guys remember my C4 montages, the double C4 throws over the wall and all that kind of stuff. But now Tune Up is just too good to pass since the nerf of the C4s. Having constant dead silence, stopping power, trophy systems are far too good to pass, as it reduces the charge times of these by 40%. You get them 40% quicker by having Tune Up. Honestly, you just can't say no to that. Alright, going over to kill streaks quickly. Scrolling back, you'll see here that I'm using UAVs, I'm using VTOLs, and I use advanced UAVs pretty much for max team play and map control as well, and Point Man helps me to get these a lot quicker. And finally, as for the field upgrades, we've got Dead Silence here, and then we've also got the trophy system as well. Dead Silence allows me to play really aggressively and keep my footsteps silent, and as well as that, you've got trophy systems which keep me alive in the OBJ if enemies do decide to use, you know, rocket launchers or, you know, any sort of explosive. This will suck it up and also allow your team to play OBJ safely. Stopping powers is also a viable option here, as they give you extra damage on your rounds, but I'm more of a team player, and I've got both decisions that I need to make right here depending on the situation in the game. Now that we're actually going into gun builds themselves, when you click into it, you'll notice one trend pretty much throughout all of them, and that is that we use either the largest or the second largest barrel in the game, and then focus pretty much on ADS and sprint to fire stats to make the gun as rapid as possible. With the M4, for example, we've gone with the Corvus Custom Marksman, one of the longest barrels that it's got. It gives you the range, velocity, and recoil control that you need, as well as a Commando foregrip, which gives you all the recoil and aim stability you need as well. If you're a controller player and you're struggling with recoil control, Commando foregrip is the best one, or if you want to play really aggressive but you're still struggling with recoil control, Merc foregrip gives you the hip fire accuracy and recoil control you need on more aggressive guns. Alright, you'll notice on this we use no stock. Banger the tune, bro. No shotty for you that time. 50 round mags. You can go with 60 if you like, but I like to have the extra movement speed, as there is a slight difference between the two. Heavier mags, obviously less movement speed. And then stipple grip tape, which gives you the ADS and sprint to fire speed you need. Tat laser is pretty much a viable option on almost all guns, and you can also go with the sleight of hand option as well if you do need that faster reloads. That one's up to you on how you feel with the gun that you're using. Going up to the P90 for an example for the second one. Again, longest barrel in the game that the gun can offer. Damage range, velocity, recoil control. On this one, the range isn't quite enough, so I give it the monolithic suppressor on top, which gives you sound suppression and damage range on top of that. Tat laser again for all the stats that it gives you: ADS, aim stability, walking steadiness. It's so good. Love to see it. Alongside fly strap for extra sprint to fire speed and aim walking movement speed. Lets you strafe quicker from left to right when aiming down sights, which is really effective when people are trying to shoot back at you. And then stipple grip tape as well for ADS and sprint to fire speed. Moving on to the third one, you've got the Oden, which builds a little bit different. You're going with the longest barrel here. Tat laser, stipple grip tape. You have to use the 30 round mags here, as the gun doesn't have enough mags, so do keep an eye out for that with some guns like the Scar, the Oden, and the AS Val, which really need longer mags as they won't work with their original magazines. And again, Commando foregrip, because the gun recoils like a monster, so that helps to keep it under control a little bit. Okay. Oh my god, it throws it so quick as a specialist. Oh my god. Moving on to the SA-87, we've got an LMG here, and again we've gone with the longest barrel, Tat laser. If you don't like the iron sights on a gun, I definitely recommend to go down the route of the GI Mini Reflex. I'd say it's the cleanest and nicest sight in game. Stipple grip tape, and again going with the 50 round mags. Moving up to a shotgun build, which I don't really particularly like to use, but if you do need a shotgun build, you'll want to go choke on pretty much all of them. Tightest pellet spread, damage range increase, longest barrel, 5MW laser over Tat laser. You're not really going to be aiming down sight. Hip fire accuracy, sprint to fire speed for when you're trying to be mobile around the map. Dragon's Breath rounds, which I can't believe are even in the game. They are explosive rounds, and when they hit people, they cause people to die over time. Extra tick damage, they're really broken. You can't not use them on shotguns. And then stipple grip tape once again for ADS and sprint to fire speed. And then the final example we'll just show you is a sniper or a longer range gun, which we've gone with the second to fastest or second to longest barrel here of the 17.0 factory. Tat laser for ADS and, you know, improvements. Same with the ScardM's Assassin ADS, stipple grip tape again, ADS, and then for snipers you want to go down the focus route, which gives you extra flinch resistance, okay? And that generally sums up on how most gun builds work. You want the longest or the second longest barrel, and then focus on ADS, sprint to fire speed, aim walking steadiness, and making sure the gun has enough mags and recoil control to be an absolute beast in game. Now, if you do want access to all of my gun guides, make sure to come through to a stream at twitch.tv/Stallion and do !guns in the chat. This will bring up a Google document sheet which can be filtered by either Cold War or Modern Warfare tabs at the bottom as per an Excel sheet, and has all of my up-to-date gun guides on there, right? And as I change each build, it will change on the sheet automatically as it is a Google Drive. And that brings us up to the end of today's video. I hope you've enjoyed the return of Snapshot and have a good insight to use or to see what I use and why I use it in game. You'll be seeing this series a lot more on the channel alongside posting 2 videos a week for a consistent flow of Call of Duty content. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn notifications on for the channel, as we're extremely close to 10k subscribers, and your support honestly means a lot. Hopefully we can get that 10k in the next couple of months. Thank you for everything as always, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.